Good evening, Desert Sands Educational Foundation followers on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. My name is Sean Webb. I'm the Director of Community Engagement and the Foundation. We got a special edition of a live feed tonight. We are over at Shadow Hills High School, where we're going to try something different. We're trying something a little special, where we have a live feed of the game. I also have some on-field reporters, and then we're also going to tap into our friends over at Palm Desert, where we've got them joining us live from their press box also. But to give you a little heads up, what's going on here at Shadow Hills, as you can see, we're at halftime. The teams have now exited the field. They've gone to their respective end zones. You could see in the far distance there, La Quinta's in their end zone over there, and Shadow Hills is in their end zone over here to the far end. But we got a fun little event here planned for you. But before I move on, I want to thank the Desert Sands Educational Foundation for providing this platform for us to do so. And with that being said, I'd like to read their mission statement. The Desert Sands Educational Foundation secures funding and awards money to provide supplemental resources that enrich and enhance student learning in Desert Sands Unified School District. They do this in partnership with public and private sectors. Desert Sands Educational Foundation financially supports creative and innovative programs that enrich and enhance the educational experience in the academics, the arts, and extracurricular activities that engage all students and staff in Desert Sands Unified School District. So without any more from me, what I'd like to do is I want to I'll give you a little heads up. Shadow Hills High School at halftime here. Shadow Hills is leading 28-7 over La Quinta. I'd like to go ahead and bring on one of our field reporters who's with us. And also we have their athletic director with us too. I'm going to bring on Craig Campbell now from CoachellaValley.com. He's going to give us a little update and talk about the atmosphere of the game. Hey, Craig, how you doing?
Sean, how's it going? Can you hear me all right? I'm out here at the stadium. Very exciting. I've been down on the ground. I was able to walk in when they were warming up. Did a little bit of preview live, and it is electric out here. As you can hear the music rocking. A little windy down here. You guys might not know that in the game, making it a little bit more difficult for the long ball. But we've seen the long ball today, 28-7. And, it started off pretty tight. Early on, La Quinta we had a turnover early. 7-7 was the last time it was tied. And it's been a defensive game for Shadow Hills. They've really been bringing it. And on the offensive side, it's been the long ball that's really been successful out here. I've learned a few things. This is the first time in 16 months that we have contact football out here at Shadow Hills. And, of course, Shadow Hills is hosting La Quinta across the way here. And this is a Desert Empire lead game. And throughout the night, we've been hearing the announcer give us information on the other games that are going on. Football is back. And, of course, it's done in a little bit of a different way. Each football player was given two people. You can see that they actually have little wristbands that they were able to provide those generally to their parents. To be able to come out here and watch this game. Other than that, there are no spectators. I'm looking at maybe 75 people here on the Shadow Hill side. And on the La Quinta, the visitor side, perhaps 50 or 60 players. I am battling the noise out here. This has been an incredible, energetic. I've been on the Shadow Hill side watching. And the players, of course, Michael Walsh, I talked to a little bit yesterday. Had a chance to talk to the defensive coordinator out on the field, and I met one of the referees in the parking lot who just was beside himself, ready to come out here and be able to ref this game. So, I want to thank Desert Sands Unified School District for having us. I'm Coachella Valley. I'm Craig Campbell for CoachellaValley.com, and we are very proud to be able to bring to you the first live. Of course, we haven't been showing it in its entirety, but we have been doing a few lives here and there. You guys can check it out on CoachellaValley.com. Also, this is Alex Escobel, the coach here at Shadow Hills. I think first game since he actually was employed in 2020. So a lot of things happening here. We're in tier red. We also got the announcement, Sean, I think you sent it over to me earlier, about cheer actually being a partial contact sport now. So that's going to be back in action along with a lot of things. Michael Walsh had his hands full last night, getting everything prepared. This has been a long road to get to here, but we're here, guys, and I'm just so excited. I'm going to pan around just real quick, let you guys just take a look at this beautiful, beautiful evening out here and what I'm able to see and be able to enjoy
Excellent. Well, thank you very much,
Hey, Sean,
Craig.
thank you.
You got it. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and bring on Mr. Walsh here, the athletic director of Shadow Hills.
Wow, did you guys see that first half?
That was a great first half. How you doing, Coach Walsh?
Man, I am so excited for these student athletes on both sides of the ball, not just our Shadow Fields, but the La Quinta kids too. You know, these kids grew up together, so it's one big family night out here. But Ambrosio Pasillas opened up that first quarter with an amazing catch for a touchdown on the far end, on the north end, and closed out the second quarter with a catch down here in our south end zone. Amazing to see our kids on the field. The passion, the energy is amazing. Quarterback Alan McKeefery, 2 rushing touchdowns. So as you see, Coach Alex Esquivel firing on all cylinders in week 1. We could not be more happy. If you have seen our sidelines, it is all fire. It is all passion from the coaches down to the players. Just love seeing it. Honestly, Sean, 3-4 weeks ago, I didn't think we'd be here, but here we are. Yeah. Scoreboard right there for our halftime score for everybody to see. Just love it that we are here now with these kids.
I love it. I love it too. And, you know, we have an actual live feed over with Chris Killian at Palm Desert. We're going to have him join us here shortly. One of the things that Craig brought up is that cheerleaders are allowed to come back on the fields and so forth. Will that be at the next game, I assume, for Shadow Hills?
Well, that came really, for me, a little bit late in the day. As you know, we had the DEO number 2 cross country here. So I haven't gotten all that communication yet, but I know that cheer is a go. So I've had a little bit of communication with my cheer coaches, and they're going to do everything that they can to put, you know, their cheer team back on the field, on the sideline, supporting Shadow Hills Knights.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, we're going to have Chris join us. Coach Walsh, I'll let you go for now. Enjoy the rest of the game, and thank you for the opportunity to do this. This is very creative and innovative. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, Sean. This was great.
So as I shared, we're at halftime here over at Shadow Hills High School. We just talked with Craig Campbell from CoachellaValley.com, who's here covering the game and going live, as well as we heard from Coach Walsh, their athletic director. We had a camera issue here with Chris Killian over at Palm Desert High. We're going to have him join us here shortly. But to give you a little recap, Shadow Hills High School is winning right now 28-7. You can see that the teams are here at halftime. I'll go ahead and make that screen a little bit larger here. Oh, and speaking of Palm Desert, it looks like I've got Shad Powers trying to come in from the sidelines over at Palm Desert High School. So we're going to bring in Shad right now, and he'll give us a little update. Hey, Shad, how you doing?
Hey, you're on.
Hey, pretty good. I'm out here at Palm Desert High School. I can barely hear you, but what's going on?
Hey, I'd love to know. Tell us a little bit about the game and the atmosphere and everything. What's the score? And give some just the snippets.
Okay, the score is 20-13 Palm Desert. It's been an unusual game. The first quarter was down Palm Springs. They had a punt return for a touchdown on the first play, on the first punt by Jaden McCray, about 50 yards. Then they got another touchdown to make it 13-0 at the end of the first quarter. It looked like it was going to be a runaway. And then everything switched. And the second quarter was all Palm Desert. They scored on 3 different touchdown passes by Daniel Carter. That's kind of been the story of the game. A new quarterback for Palm Desert, a transfer. His name's Daniel Carter. Okay. He had a great first half with 3 touchdown passes, 2 short ones, and then a real sort of backbreaker right at the end of the half. With about 20 seconds left, he hit a 50-yarder to Rock Scrivallo. So it was a very entertaining first half. But yeah, first quarter dominated by Palm Springs, second quarter dominated by Palm Desert, and it's 20-13 Palm Desert.
Okay, excellent. You know what, Chad? Do me a favor. Have them turn your camera. Your camera must not be turned the right way. Have it turned the other way. There we go. Much better. Now we can see it regular. Yeah. We also have another.
I'm getting some help from a team of parents. So.
I love it. I love it. Thank you very much for doing that. And thank you for joining us. I'm going to have Chris Killian join us, the soccer coach who's also keeping the score. But Chad, thank you for all that you do for the desert. And thank you for joining us tonight.
No problem. See ya.
Okay, we're going to have Chris Killian join us. Chris, how you doing? Can you hear me? Oh, it looks like Chris is actually walking to an area right now. I'm going to take him off camera for a second. We'll have him come on. But this is, like we said, we're trying something a little bit different here. We always like to highlight people who are watching us and so forth. And this is one of our longtime supporters of the foundation, Gary Levingston. Thank you very much. You know, we're trying to be as updated as possible and give our parents the advantages of the games and see everything and so forth for our families. So great to have you. Thanks for watching, Gary. But I'm going to bring on Chris Killian now, the soccer coach for Palm Desert, who's also keeping the score. Chris, are you there? You are muted. There you go. So I see you're getting to your spot. Good, we're doing good. Tell us a little bit about from your point of view of the game and so forth. I know you're keeping the score there, but what's going on with your point of view?
Okay, so obviously I'm having trouble hearing, but I think you just introduced me. How you doing, everybody? We are at halftime here in Palm Desert. The first quarter was all Palm Springs. So it's 13-0 after the first quarter. Palm Springs ran a punt back on an incredibly athletic play. And then they had a nice drive, a beautiful pass to the corner of the end zone to go up 13-0. The extra point was blocked.
Okay.
And then the second quarter was...
Seems that we kind of lost Chris's sound there. We are experimenting for the first time. Chris, we kind of lost you there.
Okay.
Yeah, but so Chad did a great job with sharing about the game and so forth and what was going on score-wise. One of the things that we talked about with Mike Walsh here was about cheerleaders. Can you tell me can you show us what's going on in the fans and so forth at Palm Desert? Because I understand you guys actually have cheerleaders on the sidelines.
Nobody's on the field. Cheerleaders are gone as well.
Okay.
But because they're not performing at halftime today because they don't have the competition squad. They only have the varsity here. But okay. I guess today at 11, as I showed up at the stadium to work the clock,
okay.
All of a sudden there was cheerleading boxes getting set up 6 feet apart on the track. Okay. And I was told that the state of California reversed their decision today at 11 a.m. or something like that, and has now decided that spectators are not, quote, spectators, or cheerleaders, sorry, are not spectators anymore. And they decided that they are actually a big part of high school football, and the cheerleaders could now be on the sidelines. So excellent. They're kind of coming out. They're not on their boxes, but if I turn around a little bit, we can go here. So you can see we've got down on the track, all the boxes are set up there, and they're all 6 feet apart. Everything is set up there. So the cheerleaders and obviously the cheer parents were thrilled that the state finally reversed their mandates on that after going into the red tier on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then just here Friday morning, I was told that that had been reversed. Again, that's all above my pay grade. But I was told it got reversed today at 11. So
there you go.
That's where we are.
Okay. So, Chris, I know you're really good with this. Can you give us the update of scores of the rest of the valley? Do you have those in front of you by chance?
I know. I think I've got them down the hall here from me. So we are winning 20-13, Palm Desert over Palm Springs, and the Xavier score is
6-0.
Rancho
Mirage.
Rancho? Or okay. So it's 6-0 Rancho Mirage over Xavier. I thought it was the other way around. I believe we have an updated score. He's looking online just to double check. 6-0 Rancho Mirage over Xavier.
Okay.
It is 20-13 Palm Desert over Palm Springs. And then your game is really starting to spread out, right? Was it 28-7?
Yeah, 28-7. Shadow Hill scored right before the end of the half there to put it up to 28-7. Any idea how Indio High School might be doing? I couldn't get anybody on the field over there at Indio High Schoal where they're playing up in Yucca.
Oh, gotcha.
Any idea?
Oh, man, I probably knew some people in Yucca. I taught there for 12 years.
We'll have to try that.
The interview on that one if you would have let me know earlier.
We'll have to try that again.
If you need somebody up there again, give me a heads up early. And I taught. That was where I started teaching back in '91. I taught up there for 12 years before moving down here to Indio High School, and now my 10th year at Palm Desert.
Okay. Well, as you can see, we are starting back up. I'm going to go ahead and Chris, thank you for taking the time to join us. And
no problem. Thank you for having me, and thank you for all you do for Desert Sands, the Educational Foundation. Sorry, I'm holding the phone. I'm trying to see if I can center the picture because I'm holding it. And clearly, I'm not some type of visual arts major.
There we go.
But otherwise, yeah, thank you for everything you do, whether it's the classroom conversations during the day, for this, shouting out all the fantastic athletes and the fact they're back on the field finally. This is really exciting. Can't, as high school and middle schools, can't wait to get back in the classroom on the 29th.
I can't wait to see you guys there too. But Chris, thank you for,
so much, Sean.
Yeah, you guys have a great game. We'll see you later. So as I shared, we're doing some new and exciting things here at Desert Sands. We're going to try and have a halftime show for each of the weeks this season for the football season, so we can highlight some of the things that are going on, so you guys can see what's going on as well. We know that with the social distancing and not allowing a lot of people at games and so forth, we want to make sure that we can get as much information to you as possible. But make sure to follow us on social media. You can catch us at Desert Sands EF, as well as you can go to our YouTube page and our Facebook page, where we also have a weekly show called Classroom Conversations, and that goes on at 9 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But I'm going to go ahead. We're going to enjoy the second half of the game here, and we will have updates for you. Make sure you check out the team's social medias. I'm sure they'll be posting throughout the evening and so forth. You guys have a great night. Wear your mask and wash your hands. See you later.